Welcome to Wawasan Wire. Today we're talking about Malay netizens' reaction toward Tun Mahathir's recent statement on prime minister candidates. Okay, so let's try and unpack this a bit. A key point Tun Mahathir brought up, and it's definitely got people talking, is this sort of puzzling eagerness. Why name PM candidates so early? He frames it very practically. For anyone to actually become prime minister, their party or coalition needs at least 112 seats in parliament. That's the magic number. And, I mean, let's be honest, one single party hitting that number on its own, it feels pretty unlikely in today's landscape.
Very unlikely. Exactly.
So the core message seems to be the absolute importance of Malay unity first. That, he argues, is the real key to winning an election. And the implication is, okay, win first, then decide on the prime minister, let all the talented people have a fair shot.
Right. This view strongly suggests a need for a more strategic, unified approach before that individual leadership race kicks off. It's like build the foundation first.
Yeah, build the foundation.
So it makes you wonder, why this sudden urgency for unity now? And how did Malay netizens actually react to this idea, this more structured path?
Well, the comment sections were, as you'd expect, absolutely vibrant, really lively. We saw a pretty strong undercurrent, lots of voices saying they want seasoned politicians, especially those who've been around a long time, to maybe step back. The sentiment was quite direct, comments like, Tun Mahathir, please rest. Others suggesting he should go play with your children and grandchildren.
Quite personal.
Yes, and some even more pointed, like, your era has passed, accept it, this is Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim's time. There's this really strong feeling, it seems, that older leaders should embrace retirement. We saw things like, you're too old, over 100 years old, take a break and focus on good deeds.
Wow.
And it feels like many of the comments saying, oh, Tun should be PM again, are widely seen as, well, sarcastic, playfully highlighting how unlikely it is, rather than a serious call for his return. It's less about age itself, maybe, and more about making space.
I think so. It's not just making space, perhaps, but a real yearning for a generational shift, a fresh perspective. These comments, they speak to a kind of weariness among the public about political figures staying on for so long, where that perceived wisdom of experience sometimes bumps up against a desire for new energy, new ideas.
Right.
This often happens when people feel the system is a bit stagnant, maybe too reliant on figures from the past. So the question is this call for a veteran to rest about that specific leader, or is it a broader fatigue with politics feeling stuck?
That's a really important distinction. And this feeling, this desire for change, seems to feed right into another big area of reaction we saw, questions about consistency. Many netizens directly challenged Tun Mahathir's call for Malay unity itself. They were pretty vocal.
How so?
Well, comments asking things like, how can he tell Malays to unite when he himself created so many Malay parties? That's a striking point, isn't it?
It is. It brings up history.
Exactly. Another one put it very directly. You were the cause of Malay divisions 7 years ago because of your grudge against Dato Seri Najib Razak. The public memory of those past political shifts and who was involved, it clearly runs very, very deep.
Yeah, that specific line of criticism is incredibly revealing. It's not just history. It highlights this sense of irony, maybe even betrayal for some people. When you trace that path from the United Malays National Organization, UMNO, to Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia, all under this banner of Malay interests, well, this perception of inconsistency becomes a really powerful counter-narrative. Comments like, he talks about Malay unity, but he himself caused the split. Using the name of Malays as long as he could, they really showed that people are looking at actions much more than just words now. They want authenticity, right? A call for unity needs to be backed up by a consistent record.
Right.
What does that say about political loyalty and trust here?
Well, judging by these comments, it says trust is pretty fragile. It's constantly being tested. And this skepticism about consistency, like you said, seems to feed into this even deeper frustration. It's not just what leaders say, it's what they do. And many netizens are just tired of seeing what they see as constant power struggles.
The infighting.
Exactly. One person just put it bluntly, everyone is just fighting for toys. But we also saw another interesting angle, someone arguing, what's needed is quality individuals, not just focusing on race, which suggests a real desire for leadership based on merit, on integrity, not just group identity.
A move towards competency over affiliation.
Precisely. The feeling is clear. People are fed up seeing leaders seemingly obsessed with positions, with salaries, rather than actually strengthening the community, strengthening the nation.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, these reactions really do reflect a widespread public disillusionment, I think, with the political climate. It shows a fundamental breakdown in trust.
Yeah.
There's this deep desire for leaders with real, unquestionable integrity. You see comments stressing that a prime minister needs to be someone with integrity, who has never been to jail, is trustworthy and responsible. These strong demands make you wonder, does the public see a genuine fight for the country's future, or just a scramble for positions, for personal gain?
Mm.
It feels like the focus has shifted from just who can win elections to who can actually lead with purpose and honesty. And it puts pressure on institutions like the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission to really deliver on ensuring that integrity. The public is asking, are leaders serving us or themselves?
And alongside the criticism, there were these other comments. Seemingly supportive, but with this heavy layer of sarcasm or maybe exasperation. It's quite telling. We saw things like, only Tun Mahathir can save Malaysia. Slurp.
Right, the slurp.
Yeah, which is usually read as pure tongue-in-cheek, isn't it? Highlighting a perceived lack of good alternatives rather than a genuine wish for him to return. It's almost a cynical sigh.
Like this is all we've got.
Yeah,
Feeling.
exactly. And then humorous self-nominations, like someone saying, if it's so hard, just appoint me as PM. I have 120 seats, 100 tables, and 4 canopies.
Yeah, bringing absurdity to the situation.
It just underscores the frustration, like, anyone could do better. And comments hitting out at current leadership, too, like, now the people have to face Anwar, who is 2 by 5, meaning, same old, no real change.
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Pretty much. It all paints this picture of a public wrestling with cynicism, but also underneath maybe a longing for something truly different, for leadership that inspires real confidence, not just resignation.
You're absolutely right. Those ironic, sarcastic comments, they tell you so much about the mood on the ground. They really highlight this profound skepticism among many Malay netizens about the choices available, about the whole political conversation right now. It suggests this view that there isn't one clear, unifying leader who genuinely inspires broad confidence. So you get the cynical humor as a sort of outlet.
A coping mechanism.
Partly, yeah, but also a subtle yet powerful form of dissent, I think. More importantly, these reactions point strongly towards a collective desire for fresh, capable leadership. People who can actually move the nation forward, unite people, rather than just repeating old battles or looking after themselves. It's a call for substance, isn't it? Substance over political drama.
A future focus.
Exactly. A future-oriented vision that gets us past these old stalemates.
So what does all this really mean for us, for the people of Malaysia? It seems so clear from these reactions that there's this deep longing for a different kind of leadership, one focused on substance, integrity, real unity, not just for one community, but for the whole nation, moving beyond the old ways. What stands out most to you from all these reactions? What kind of leader do you think Malaysia needs right now to bridge these divides?
What really stands out is this significant and maybe widening gap between the political talk about unity and what people perceive as the reality of constant political infighting. And this highlights, I believe, a growing maturity in public opinion. People are scrutinizing leaders' actions, their motivations, much more closely than before.
They're demanding more.
They're demanding accountability, yes, and genuine commitment to the country's progress, not just lip service. This ongoing public conversation, especially online, where people feel freer to speak, it's definitely going to shape our political future in ways that simply can't be ignored anymore. That collective voice expressed in these reactions, it's a powerful force. Politicians have to genuinely listen now, not just nod. It suggests the future might not be about who has the most power within a party, but maybe who can truly connect with and represent the hopes of a public that's tired but still hopeful.
Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.